Hi everybody, Karen here. I'm just going to check that my volume is turned up. Okay, I made a crock pot pizza last week and Richard said, hey, we're going to have like another one this Saturday. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do the recipe again. This week though, I've actually tried a sprouted grain buckwheat flour. Sprouted grains, I know I've said this before and it's in the ebook. Sprouted grain bread's lower glycemic, easier on the digestive system. So if you can't take bread out of your diet, then sprouted grain bread options are better for you from a digestive perspective anyway. And like I say, lower glycemic. I went online last week and I picked a Martha Stewart pizza bread recipe. I didn't like it, so I just went online and got another one. So this is my sprouted grain buckwheat flour dough. All I did was go online and just find a recipe. So crock pot pizza really isn't any more complicated than it says. What I'm going to do is just use a little bit of coconut oil to grease the inside of my crock pot. Then I've cut a couple of strips of parchment paper, so greaseproof paper. So just put those in. The only reason to use this is just it helps to lift the pizza out of the crock pot when it's cooked. And I'll tip the crock pot over afterwards. The only thing I've noticed with the sprouted grain dough is really nice texture, but it probably will come out a little bit more like a, not biscuit, but kind of like a crispier texture, whereas last week I actually made a little bit too much, so it kind of like ended up about 6 inches tall. So all you do is just push the dough into the bottom of the crock pot so it lines the bottom. So I'm just going to push that into, well, there's no corners because it's an oval, but just push it down so that it lines the bottom of the crock pot. Just get it right to the edge. So you can just see that. That's what I've done. The pizza dough is pushed right into the bottom of the crock pot. And with regard to the toppings, whatever you really like on a pizza, hopefully not pepperoni, because that stuff's horrible in my opinion. I don't personally like any pizza sauces, so the simple thing that I do is I just chop up, slice, dice, just some fresh tomatoes and just line those on top of the pizza base. So again, that's all I've done, just put the tomatoes on the bottom. I cooked off some spinach, some fresh spinach. I just let it go cool, so just sprinkle that on top of the tomatoes. So like I said again, whatever toppings that you like on your pizza. So just spread that out. And I'll just like cover as much of the tomatoes as possible. And again, put as much pizza or toppings as you want, within reason, on top of the pizza. So there is the spinach. And I have some grated mozzarella. So all I'm going to do is just put that on top like you would with a normal pizza. And spread it out nice, evenly over the top. And there is your pizza in the crock pot. I sometimes use like a dried herb seasoning mix in quite a few different recipes. So I'm just sprinkling a little bit of that on the top, just for a little bit of extra flavour, just a little bit, rather than using like any extra salt. And basically that is as complicated as it gets. I will post a picture later when I take it out of the crock pot, but all you're going to do is put this into your crock pot on high and cook it for about 2 hours. The base on this one this week is a little bit thinner than what I did last week, so it might take an hour and a half. Basically, after about an hour, hour and a quarter, just check it just to see, and using the parchment paper, just lift it out and just have a little look at the dough to see if you actually like the way that it looks. So that's it. That's crock pot pizza. I'm quite happy to post the dough recipe that I use. I will put it on this video link. And last week I did, for the first time ever, a Caesar dressing from scratch. So I've made some homemade mayonnaise again. This homemade mayonnaise recipe is on my YouTube channel, so you can actually watch me making that, but it really is simple. These are all the ingredients for the Caesar dressing. There's anchovies, garlic, lemon juice, olive oil, and some mustard and Worcester sauce. So again, I'll post the recipe for you underneath this link. And like I say, that's as simple as it gets. Put the pizza dough into the base of your crock pot. You can actually use those pre-made pizza dough bases if that's what you want to do and you don't want to go to the time or effort to make the dough. But to be honest, I just put all the dough ingredients into my food processor with my dough hook, let it do its thing, put it to proof and warm and rise for about an hour. And dough recipes, like, I've not made dough for years and years and years until last week, so it's really simple, easy recipe to do. Like I say, just go online and look for one that looks interesting. Like I said, the Martha Stewart one I did last week didn't work out at all. Well, it did work out, but I had to kind of add extra ingredients, so I just personally did not like how the texture came out. So that's it, that's crock pot pizza. Like I said, I'll post a photo of it later, and see you soon. And if you have any questions, then just let me know and post some comments below. Okay guys, bye.